Hi, everybody. My name is Ember Kelley, and I'm the Director of Religious Education here at the Fourth Universalist Society. For our May YouTube video, I wanted to think about how do we make a better world? How do we not just repeat the old patterns? How do we dream of this better future and not just have our dreams be the same dreams of the ways that we've always done things? And I was really excited to have join me as a guest, Ayesha Mamabolo, who joins us all the way from Vietnam. We were actually working on a podcast that will be premiering in June, so stay tuned for that. But Ayesha, thanks for stopping in for this video today.
It's only been a pleasure. It's been a relevant pleasure, and these are the discussions that I live for. These are the discussions that help me grow. These are the discussions that build passion within me. Because if it's about growth and progression and moving forward, then for me, I feel like I am having a relevant conversation. I'm learning as well as learning. So for me, that is, important that I'm actually filling up my mind with things that are helping me progress as a unity, helping me see myself as an individual and how I see myself as part of the community, the global community as a whole.
Yes, so and so yes, well, you named global community, and so we know each other from getting to know each other in Vietnam as part of the global community there, the gathering of folks from all over the world in Hanoi. And so global community is so important. I think that was one of my favorite things about being, at the very least, being an expat who is concerned with learning about other people's cultures, is that it's such a chance for you to get to experience so many cultures. And to help dream of this better world. Like, I think that living internationally, especially getting to live through my phone going off.
Popular.
Getting to live through Vietnam's COVID response and to see people do things in different ways than what I expected. Yeah, I mean, so what do you think? How do we begin dreaming of this better world?
Well, there is a saying, excuse me for paraphrasing very, very vaguely, that a dream is just a dream. A dream without action is just an idea. So we need to start by, having these uncomfortable conversations. We need to start introducing these very difficult conversations and actually openly having these discussions, having these open discussions, because one, we need to consider that people come from different walks of life. All right. As much as we are an expat community, we are, I don't want to say I'm in an expat community, excuse me, but as much as we are a particular, or you can be in a community, you still function in a whole world that is progressing forward. We are trying to look for unity. We are trying to look for a way forward, and ignoring the issues, ignoring the uncomfortable discussions is not bringing awareness to where it is relevant, to the ears that need to unlearn or learn. So I think we need to, instead of just, having these momentary promotional times where we like, oh, we've got this sponsor, we've got this one celebrity. It needs to be continuous. It needs to be continuous discussion. As the saying goes, ignorance is bliss. Everyone gets comfortable. Everyone gets comfortable with the way things are. And the way things are not fair, because the way things are right now are excluding of individual people, of individual groups of people. And the minute someone brings something up, it becomes discomfort. It becomes taboo. It becomes, why are you like this? Instead of having a respectful conversation to say, oh, this is new. I don't know. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay not to know. It's absolutely okay to be unaware if you are having these uncomfortable conversations, because we can begin by opening up areas and resources. as I was, I mentioned in my podcast that we are living in a technology progressing, our technology is progressing further than our evolution is right now. And we need to use that. I am accessible to information right now. Even if there is a question that is asked that is not answered or comes from one person's opinion, nothing is stopping me from going home or just, using my phone and Googling a little bit about it, reading a few literary things and seeing where my opinion lies within things. It's about unlearning what has been indoctrinated systematically in our minds for us to be able to look at each other with respect individually to progress.
Yes. I really appreciate that you named this unlearning as part of this streaming of the new world, because I've seen so many earnest white Americans especially that are like, okay, well, I give up on this society. I'm just going to go buy some land and make a commune. If they haven't unlearned the same ideas that the society gave them, it's they're still going to be on stolen indigenous land. They're still going to probably perpetuate a lot of the white supremacist attitudes that they've learned. It's so important for us to confront these things before we try and. I mean, it's part of the creating something new is confronting these things.
It is absolutely, because it also affects the language that we use with each other, how you make someone feel. Just a very quick story. We were having cocktails as a group of friends, but we came from different nations. So there was a Russian, Ukrainian, South African, American, someone from Minnesota. I don't know why I'm singling out Minnesota, but I don't know what happens in Minnesota, but I don't know.
Not many people do know what happens there.
But what came out of that person, I don't want to even repeat it because it was just one of those things where someone justifies using the term Negro, and the minute I stand to say, I take offense to this, it became an uncomfortable conversation immediately. So by this particular moment of turning point to say, it's not okay. This language that you are using is not okay. And having that discussion brought awareness to everybody else, because immediately it sparked why. Russia came in and was like, oh, so it actually isn't acceptable. So questions, awareness, learning happened. But from some reason, the argument that happened with Mr. Minnesota over there really, really, really worried me. It really worried me to a point where I was like, this is not just one person. This is a lot of people. This is a lot of people. And this is why when we are talking about a way forward, we keep on getting to these stumbling stones, because people do not want to unlearn. People do not want to alter and change their language to be more inclusive of all communities, instead of having a superiority complex about themselves. No one is attacking anyone by having an uncomfortable conversation. Bringing things up is not a taboo. It should be open enough in this world. If you are uncomfortable to have that conversation, remove yourself, but go learn. Go Google. Go text and find some JSTOR articles. There are some people that have studied, have PhDs on this, that have done their research, have traveled. People have based their lives on these studies. Go do that. Read those literary books. Read those autobiographies. Teach yourself so that you can have an educated and researched opinion, instead of just saying, Negro was a term that was used, so I don't see why you are taking offense. It's not 1920, it's 2021. We need to adapt. If we want to work forward, if we want to progress as a global unity and work together, we need to change the way we communicate with each other, which brings about our language and how we bring things to awareness and bringing the uncomfortable topics up.
Ayesha, I really appreciate you sitting down with me for this video and to name this as such a key part of how we imagine this better world, is that part of that needs to be unlearning so that we can have a better future in that unlearning. So Ayesha, thanks for sitting down for this video.
It's only been a pleasure, and thank you so much for having me.